Okay, everyone, welcome to Dungeon Damsels! Whoa! So we actually have a relevant spotlight that we think is actually really cool and that D&D players will like, especially if you like our show. Michael, take it away.
Yeah. I'll hey guys, I'm gonna do the little spotlight today because so what I want to spotlight is Reyes. She is at Darkade on Twitter, and she came up with this. It's called Arcane Moon. It's a magical curl adventure for D&D.
Ooh. Sailor Moon plus D&D.
Yeah.
Me like it.
Yeah, inspired by Cardcaptor Sakura and Sailor Moon. It's a story of love, friendship, treason, and big villains. I thought this was very appropriate given that we're a bunch of damsels.
Yeah. We're supposed to be like loosely inspired by Sailor Moon as well. That's why you guys have colors.
Yeah, so we'll put the link.
It'll be in the description.
In the doobly-doo. It'll
just be in the description.
Anyways, the adventure is only $3 and it's on DM's Guild. Ooh. So yeah, it's pretty cheap. Like, check it out.
Recap. There we go. Sorry, brain's really slow today.
Previously on
Dungeon Damsels. The damsels fled from Toril and escaped into the long abandoned abyssal roads. They were not left unscathed. Tarina perished by the hand of the enraged war matron Foregna. After shedding many tears, the damsels buried their friend under the wings of a goddess and pressed forward. After several days of trekking through the caves, the damsels encountered a wounded drow woman named Ciara. She told them she was fleeing from the drow military as well. Several more hours passed, and you passed by a lair of giant alligators lurking in the river. The damsels passed undetected after the clever antics of Keyanthi Sunbolt Blast. Afterwards, the group settled down for the night and shared a bit of their past with each other around the campfire, why they were traveling and where they were hopefully going. Then, during the night, Elendriel had a disturbing vision from an unknown entity who claims to have Tarina's soul in her clutches. This entity wants Elendriel to come to an ominous building in the caverns for a talk, and ensures that Tarina will be released upon this task being met. I'll come back to you guys. You guys made camp, and now the elves are awake. The Arcane boys have departed briefly to go hunting, and it's about time for Luna to wake up after a full rest.
Yeah, before that I wake up. In very Ellie fashion, I wake up Luna abruptly. I'm just like, Luna, wake up!
What's going on? Are we getting attacked or?
It's Tarina.
What about her?
Something has her soul. She can't pass on.
What did you see? How do you know this?
Well, I saw this door with that looked like a toothy maw, like teal flames. It's engulfed in flames. There was a tower.
There wasn't a tower.
Oh, there wasn't a tower.
There wasn't a tower. No, there were.
Now
Now there's a tower.
think like classic Greek temple where it has a facade and it has the pillars supporting the porch.
Oh.
They're just square and have geometric patterns inscribed into it. So think like a bunch of swirls, but they're square.
Mm-hmm.
Square swirls.
Yeah.
Squirrels.
Okay.
Oh no.
They're pillars and
Sorry.
squirrels. DM, what did this entity look like?
So what you saw was
Sorry, it's
you
been a
didn't
while.
really see anything. You just saw these glowing teal eyes in the darkness looking at you. And, you know, with Elendriel being familiar with, like, spirits and, like, entities that aren't physical, like, she could tell that it was very old and very strong.
I didn't get a clear look at what had her, but all there was these piercing teal eyes. Eyes of flame that just had so much hate.
Luna immediately looks a little bit skeptical. It's like, are you sure this is real, or that she really has Tarina? I mean,
it felt too real to be a dream or anything like that.
I mean, so did me thinking that I saw Milukia tell me to kill a guy. So,
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know if I don't want you to get lured into something. I don't know. Did she ask you to do something?
she said that there is something in the caverns, correct?
Yeah, she said, come to this place. She showed you the place, and then she said, I just want to talk to you, and then, you know, if you do this, I'll let Tarina go, and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like, whatever it is close, like in these caverns. I mean, it says it just wants to talk, but that could mean a number of things.
I have a quick question. Do Ciara and I hear this as well? Are we allowed to interact with you between these two?
Yeah, you guys are elves.
I mean,
Yeah,
you guys would be up.
Okay, I mean, I never know when to interrupt.
I rolled a 3. I'm sleeping like a babe.
Okay.
Kira's
I
out.
don't think it would be awake.
She was on the late night watch.
Yeah, she was on
I was on
death's
the last
door.
watch. It's my turn.
Alright then, so if you allow Keyanthi to interrupt, Keyanthi will overhear at least the tail end of what you saw.
Oh yeah, I was just like frantically like yelling at Luna. So yeah, you would totally hear it.
Alright, so then Keyanthi will go up to Ellie and like hold her shoulders and like make sure that she looks her in the eyes, like, oh, calm down, it's okay. Dreams are dreams for right now. And you can see Keyanthi just being kind of like, well, what do you really do to fix this problem? I don't know. She's just kind of holding to you, trying to fix you.
Well,
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, like, in our travels, dreams are never just dreams. I look towards Luna and I'm like, we've bonded through the dreamscape and we've had demons penetrate our dreams and give us messages. So, like, this must be some sort of powerful entity that's trying to lure us.
Yeah, probably wants to do something bad to us.
But we can't sit here and do nothing if they have Tarina's soul.
But they might not even have Tarina's soul. If something would have seen that we lost her, they would know how to manipulate us.
Ciara at this point wakes up and she just stretches and is like, oh, it's good to see all the losses awake. How long to sleep? What's got all of you bothered? She like takes a look out through you. Why does everyone look bothered?
Yeah, I relay the same information to Ciara for the sake of Breotreact.
Sounds like.
Okay, yeah. As Ellie explains that, Ciara just kind of like thinks about it and she's like, well, the dream's obviously a lie. No one can have your soul down here other than Breotreact.
Wait, who?
Oh yeah, her.
All our souls go to Breotreact when we die, don't you know that? It's basic.
All I know is that she doesn't
There's
like
an R in
druids.
there. Breotreact.
Breotreact. Thank you,
She
sorry.
has an
Yeah.
accent.
Sorry,
Who's
my ears are soft.
so who is Breotreact?
Breotreact is,
She
she's
was,
a god.
She was a former druidic god.
From a druidic god, yeah. Yeah, and Ciara's like, when we all die, we all surrender our souls to Breotreact, where they belong, where they've come from.
So
It's a cycle.
is it all people or just those who are drow?
Is it any difference? For us, it's a all of us thing, but down here, it's really no difference.
What
A soul's lost down here, you can expect it's gonna go there.
What does Breotreact look like?
I haven't.
Yeah, the
Okay,
unicorn.
so
Ellie is trying to draw conclusions on what she saw versus learning about Breotreact.
so
Giant spider, right?
I haven't pulled that much
No.
from classic D&D drow, but Breotreact, in her depictions, no one knows exactly like what she looks like, and there are different ideas of what she kind of looks like physically. But she does have like a humanoid shape. She does have teal blue eyes. Normally, how she's depicted is a woman, a female with pointed ears and gray skin, whose arms have been removed, and she has wings that are broken, and then she has like she's chained, and then basically like you take the head and then put it upside down and put it back on.
Ciara
She looks
explains-
super metal.
Okay,
So.
Yeah.
Ciara knows this, right? So she explains this, and what she does, she has this very casual way about it. She's like, oh no, but she's missing her arms, and she's chained, and the visage of her face isn't quite upright. It's actually like you and I. It's actually upside down, and what is that? She's she has wings. They're just broken out of nothingness. But goddess.
Do you know what the symbolism behind her being chained is if she doesn't have arms to be chained down?
I don't know, Luna. Tell me.
I don't know either.
What?
As someone who's worshipped Breotreact her whole life, you would know that the symbology of the chains are that that she was bound to the earth,
Oh yeah.
Okay.
and that her arms were removed to cripple her from using her power to its full extent. So, like, the druidic gods were like, we're going to stop you by cutting off your arms and binding you to the earth. And
Power must be contained at all costs, at least when it's as terrible and as effective as Breotreact.
And she's a druid?
She hates druids.
Right?
My mom's been trying to get me out of this, convince me to leave this mountain as soon as possible to get away from it.
yeah, kind of. She was the druid that represented death because it's a part of nature.
I mean,
And so in that sense, she is like a... In that sense, she is like, if you take druid as like people that represent aspects of nature, she's like the aspect of nature of death and pestilence and disease.
I'm going to pretend that Luna pulled out her letter from Gillock and relayed that to everybody.
Oh yes, Gillock did do that.
well, I think that's even more reason that we should pursue this. I mean, Tarina's
What?
family was part of a druid circle.
I totally agree. We should figure this out.
So,
Ciara, do you know, does this goddess often make bargains with people?
I don't know why you want to mess up the order by taking the soul where it does go.
Well, the thing is, she's asked us to meet her. Do you think this is the real deal, or
I think she's...
something else?
Tiffany? I open my mouth, and a voice that is mine, but does not sound like mine, comes out, and it says...
I think about like how she would respond and how this would translate through Ciara. Like, it's Breotreact is normally like pretty content with her standing as long as like basically like there are enough like sacrifices being made and enough drow. Like sometimes she gets like antsy essentially, because she
Bored.
she gets bored because she experiences the world and through her children. So either drow, the drow's creations, or anyone who makes a pact with her. And so, like, you could, you know, like, maybe guess that, like, she might just be bored and really just want to talk to you. She might have ulterior motives because she's a goddess, like...
Well, if she wants to talk with you, she likely wants to make a sort of deal with you, but then you'd be making a pact with her, and if you make a pact with her, then understand that all your experiences will become in her hands eventually. Just is.
Sounds about right for us.
Can I make a perception check?
Sure. What are you looking for?
I want to know if I recognize anything around us, like cavern ways or whatnot, from what I've seen in my dreams, that will lead us towards Breotreact.
Sure, go ahead.
Ciara isn't terribly comfortable with the idea of putting herself directly in the eye line of Breotreact currently.
Nope.
But she's like, they're going to get themselves in trouble or something.
I mean, I rolled
That's what we want to do, yeah.
9. Yeah, like you're looking around and you just see wall and cave and water and wall and cave and water and like it
nothing looks familiar.
Yeah, nothing like looks familiar from that dream.
I recognize the place she describes in her dream, like from lore or anything. Would I have to make a check?
Yeah, make a history check.
Hey,
With the squirrel pillars.
I got 15 and my history is +3, so 18.
Yeah, you could, if she described the building to you, and Ciara's pretty slick, she could say reasonably, like, yeah, that's probably Breotreact's tomb.
You'd be going to a tomb.
Yeah, like if you're becoming a high priestess, you make a pilgrimage to it and come back. But those are the only people that really go there. It's not visited. It's
no tours. No tours.
Yeah, it's not toured very often. It's very selective.
It's like got a little sacredness to it, like Anna.
Yeah.
I mean, Ciara, would you be able to lead us there?
Ciara takes a look around. It's in the opposite direction of where we're headed, isn't it? Oh, it's in the direction we're headed? Okay. Well, it's...
You don't know exactly where it is. You just know that it's southwest of Marinell. And that is where you're going. It's like, it's just, it's kind of like way off in, it's very reclused and way off. It's off the beaten path. You have to go quite a ways to like specifically get there. And these roads are not traveled very often, but you could reasonably assume that you would probably run into it at some point. Continuing, there's a good chance you'll find it. Because, from what you've heard, it's pretty big.
Yeah, it's not that hard to miss. It's just out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Ciara, like when Ellie asks her, looks to her and like kind of looks a little serious at her and just sort of kneels to her level, just puts her hands on her shoulder, just like, we'll be heading near the direction anyway. It is off the beaten path, but I need to know that you are very serious about going out of your way to undo a balance that is natural. Are you sure you want to go that path?
I look at her. I look at my staff that holds all of my spirit friends. I'm like, I can't feel a friend again.
Fair enough. I'll lead you. Fair enough, I'll lead you as far as I know. I don't know the exact location, but once we're somewhere in the ballpark, we'll find. Once we're somewhere in the neighborhood, there's no ballpark. There's no baseball. There's no baseball.
Once we're in the neighborhood.
I turn to the rest of my friends and I'm like, look, I know I'm kind of throwing us into the fire, but
I want to go
You-
too. Says Kathy. Yeah, I feel like we need to. I mean, after... Be quiet again. After what happened, we at least need to see what's going on in case there's something we can do. I'm tired of not knowing and not doing anything.
And then just kind of like crosses her arms. She's like, fine, we'll go. But we'll at least wait for the boys to get back and get their opinions. And then we all go in together. I'm not
Okay.
letting you go in there by yourself.
okay. Thanks, Luna.
Alright, so you guys.
You know, she could just be getting bored and playing with you.
Ciara drops that. That is entirely possible.
Probably having a laugh.
It's true. Alright, so you guys consume some of your rations. I'm not like keeping a hard number on rations. You have enough to get out of the caves. But after you're out of the caves, you have to buy more.
I grab some of the blue mushrooms and I know it's
And yeah, after you're done like eating and packing up, the boys come back, and boys are back in town.
I approach Canaris and I tell him the same story, and then I just go, I mean, I know we've kind of led you on like a weird path, but would you be willing to help us? Just one more thing.
Okay, so Canaris listens to you very intently and waits for you to finish, and he says, yeah, I mean, you guys didn't need to come with us, and you guys didn't need to, sneak us out of Toril. I mean, of course. Oh, I will definitely help you. We can easily. I mean, Narte's easy to bring around.
Luna looks at Arius because she knows Farius is the one who would actually like listen to her. It's like, okay, I think it's a terrible idea.
Ferris is already going the opposite direction.
Narte's just like, nope. And you see him like calculate, like the wheels are turning, and he pulls out like the maps and the notes that he has, and he's just like, I mean, it's basically on the way out. And he's like, it might actually be the only way to get through. I'm hoping it's not, because he like points to like this tiny cavern he points to the river, and he's like, I was hoping we would be able to just go by on the river.
I've been leaning in hard and just like,
who are you leaning on?
This is Farius, right?
You're leaning in on him?
Yeah. I'm leaning like close to him and I'm just doing like puppy dog eyes and just blinking and just like blink.
Can I actually turn into a puppy dog?
Big green shaggy dog.
Like, as soon as you breach like personal space, he's just like, he like just moves. He's just
You ever like touch a marble that's clear? It's just like it moves across.
You're like, nope. And like, essentially, like he's kind of backed up between you and the others, and Kenny.
Yeah, I was watching this.
Ellie, you don't see this, but you see Kenny go up behind Ellie, and then he also gives Farius puppy eyes.
Aww.
And
Ciara looks at Luna. Is this how decisions are made here?
Not easily.
What is this puppy dog eyes?
She could just turn into a puppy if she wants to. I don't know why she's making puppy dog eyes.
Canaris actually turns into a dog at this point.
This is a negotiation tactic, I see. Never seen it before.
And Various is just like, we'll put it to a vote.
In that case, I think we lose.
It's just like, all in favor of going to the Tomb of Death. Raise your hand. And
since Canaris is a little dog, like, I raise up his little paw, because, like, I don't know, dogs can't really...
Canaris is up, Narte's up for it, so we got 4. And then we got Various, Luna, and Kiara going no. Okay. So it's in favor.
Being outnumbered. Like, Kiara, like, looks and see, like, the outnumbered. She's like, already outnumbered.
He's just...
I promise I'd at least show.
Various just sighs and then folds up his map and he says, fine, but we're going to approach this carefully. There is a Durgar. There we go, that's right. There is a Durgar settlement. They've been here the longest. If anyone knows about this tomb and what's in it and what to expect, it's them. We're going there first.
Okay.
Nice.
From what I they don't have a lot of contact with the outside world given their really remote location, but from what I've read, they're generally receptive to people who bear gifts or things to trade. And he like pulls up this bag of like he has this bag of mushrooms that like you've seen around the cave, and he says, he's like, I plan to make potions with this bag of mushrooms, and that will be what I'm offering. If you have, they like things that are crafted and made, as that is integral to their society. So if you have anything like art,
Oh, I have an idea.
Luna still has that box of rings that she stole off the ship in the like 3rd session.
yes,
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, and I reach into my bag and I pull out the Dwarven sketchbook that I got, I think, pretty much like that same
session, yeah. Yeah, and
I think Keyanthi got like a rock of insult or something like
yes,
that.
also, that is a magical item. It is technically a crafted item.
Oh, so this rock that's just been rolling around can finally be used. Alright, yes, it works.
So,
I don't know what Kiara has on her.
I
I
don't think she would have taken art with her. The drow are not visual artists. They're more of like, if they do any sort of art form, it's more like musical, or they're actually really, they're into sound and they're into synths because it's
I
dark.
can play a song. That's it.
I go up to her and I'm like, well, I also have like these blue mushrooms. Like maybe you can give them this.
Kiara just very vaguely, just like, oh, that's good. I was afraid I was gonna have to give away this, and it's just she just whips out a flute, and it's just she just whips out her little flute. She's like, I was afraid I was gonna have to give away this. Thank you.
What is that?
It just plays a small little ditty, and it's a
Oh.
it's a flute, and the way that it looks is it's this long shoot, and it seems to be like wood of some variety, and looks like it's a little bit lumpy on the outside. It looks like some little hands had whittled it at some point, but it got smoother over time, and just obviously old and well played, and so she's just like, it's a flute, just a simple little flute.
Well, I'm glad you're able to keep it. Looks like it's been well used.
Yeah, it looks pretty valuable.
Nah, I made it myself. So, it's just from home, so it's more sentimental. It's value in sentiment rather than in pen and coin.
All the more better to keep it then.
Thank you. And she looks at Ellie and she like puts her hand on her shoulders like, thank you. And before she moves her hand away, she's like, And if you're having any more of these dreams, I'm going to warn you right now. Don't offer anything, don't trade nothing, and make no deals. Alright?
Okay.
That's dear. And she just takes the little baggie of mushrooms like,
Make an intelligence check, Ciara.
Let's see if you're smart enough to say that cool line. Let's go.
cheesecake, wizards, monkeys, cheese. That's all I say. I got an 11 plus 3. My intelligence, right? It's plus 3 is
Yeah.
my modifier.
Yeah.
14. It's just a blue mushroom. You don't know what it is.
They're pretty.
I do have some paintings that I got from Ross Brand. Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I missed half of that plot line, so. But yeah,
Ross.
I have some of those paintings. I was
Sorry, I struggled with that plot line too. I didn't know what I was doing.
I don't know. I could, like, I was wanting to see it for my dad, but if we really think that that might be better than the rings, then.
You have, like, they're rolled up and in the bag of holding, and you have a lot of them. Like, most of
Oh,
like,
yeah.
he did a lot. You have, like, 10 of these.
Okay. I could hand him a couple.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like about like outside landscapes because it's something they clearly don't see very often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now he looks around as like we have like a sketchbook. We used to have a flute, but now we also have cute little mushrooms. We got these paintings. She looks down at this rock that just kind of hates her guts, and she doesn't know what to do with that.
Put it back in the bag.
Yeah, maybe this is the reason why things just don't seem to work out as easily as they should and stuff like that.
I like peek over.
Have a shiny sun symbol, she could just be like, oh, you can give that away.
Oh, well, I suppose. And she looks down. She has like this sun belt buckle of sorts.
Yeah.
I got this. Received this from my monastery. I would rather keep it, but
Yeah, I think we should probably keep that if that's from
It's
your...
sentimental, never mind. If I'm not giving away my flute, you shouldn't give away your bag.
Yeah, I peek over Keyanthi's like shoulder and I'm like, and I'm looking at the rock and I'm like, oh, but I think it's cute. I think they'll like it. And like,
I don't think you should hold it though. I think I'll just keep it in the bag until it's ready to give away.
because like it's just like a rock with like a face, right?
Yes. It's a pet rock.
Yeah, it's a pet rock. Yeah, Ellie thinks it's adorable.
Sweet Ellie. Alright.
Okay, so
How many pet rocks?
after many a
that's
discussion,
Five.
That's what I forgot to bring. I forgot to bring. By the way, Kristen, thank you for the pipe.
You're welcome.
I forgot to bring it.
Where'd you go? Wait,
Or did you bring it?
I maybe. Are you,
is DM wife saving the day?
I hope so. Yes.
Yay! Taylor! Oh, Christmas is saved. Ah, yes.
Well, I'm glad that I could just give her the sketchbook.
okay, so
By the way, I don't know if Kiara knows this, but Ellie has a pipe that just blows bubbles.
yeah, and you can change the color of the bubbles by turning the
I've seen
mouthpiece.
bubbles before, outside of soap. It's just a soap
Apparently you're able to, apparently you're
Just
able
like,
to do that with that pipe that I bought you, but it's like harder to do, so.
Yeah, I don't think you would have.
Oh, this is great. This makes
You
me
would
very
think
happy.
it's like a soap pipe, basically, yeah.
I'm glad.
They're like, so rather than tobacco, you just, or roots, you just throw in soap.
No, it
Interesting.
just does it by itself. Look, it even changes colors. Now it's pink,
Perhaps you should
and now it's
go
blue.
ahead and
Consider Kiara bamboozled by this pipe.
Now it's rainbow!
Colored soap bubbles. Non-soap bubbles.
So, Canaris is still a dog, and he tries to eat the bubbles. Because that's what dogs do. Alright, so you guys gather your stuff. There is just river at this point, so you guys, unless you have anything else to do, let's hop on the raft.
Raft time.
Raft
All right,
time.
raft time.
Ciara, as per usual, when she approaches the raft, has this before she steps onto it, just making sure everyone like gets it all settled before she hops on. She doesn't hop on anything. She just, and when she's there, just flatten.
Maybe you should get on first so that, like, if it rocks, nobody gets wet.
That sure is an idea. Yeah, we'll try that next time. Just silence.
And so you guys go. You set off. Who is? Let me think. Okay, that doesn't matter. We just have like Narte has been like the one at the front with like a stick and like been like gondola-ing you guys along, and then like Kenny has been at the back with the other stick. So they've been kind of just doing the manpower, but the current generally takes you along. Alright, so
Okay, alright.
let me scroll back up. Okay, starting here. Alright. Let's roll for what's gonna happen.
Ooh, I'll roll too. I rolled a 4. I think it's good. I think we're fine. No, we're not. I'm just rolling because I'm making sure nothing bad happens.
I got 11.
Alright, so you guys going along nice and easy. It's real dark in here. There's been like some bioluminescent mushrooms and some bioluminescent crystals. And Ciara, make a perception check because you have the furthest dark vision.
Furthest dark vision. 18 and is perception?
Mm-hmm.
18.
Okay, so you look up ahead of you and you squint because it doesn't look like there's water ahead. You tilt your head and listen. You hear that
Waterfall.
There's a waterfall.
Ciara, what is your LIC? I had to do it!
Tell me what your LIC.
All the time there.
There's waterfall. We have shoreline. I'm sure we can find it before we find it finds us. Just
Okay, let's
find it. And, yeah, let's take the beaten path. Let's just do that.
Kenny,
I don't know
Nardi,
if anyone
paddle
will notice,
faster!
but
We're
Ciara
approaching
is
a
a little bit
waterfall!
more-
They're like, what? And so they like both jump up and get their sticks and they're like trying to like push it into the ground to try to slow down this ship.
Can I get one of them guidance?
Yeah, I should give Narte guidance.
Okay.
Because like he's fumbling around trying to find ground with his stick. Kenny has his planted and he's just like has it tucked under his body.
Is there anything for me to row with? Because Ciara will want to help without jostling the boat. That, or she's going to do that thing that cats do where they freeze and they won't move like...
16. Okay, that helps because he passed. Yeah, so you guys have currently stopped. The ship, the raft is now stopped, but you can hear the sticks that they have, they're starting to crack, so you gotta figure out something to do before they break. Hi, this is Tiffany, your DM. Thank you for watching Dungeon Damsels. This is not the end of the session, so please stay tuned for the next part. We update on Tuesdays and Saturdays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're interested in supporting us more, please push the subscribe button, like, or comment. We also have a Patreon, wink wink nudge nudge, and our show is in podcast form. You can find us on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Podbean, Spotify, and plenty of other podcast platforms. Thanks, we hope to hear from you soon.